On August 3, 1492, Christopher Columbus set sail on the greatest voyage of discovery in history, in search of a western passage to Asia. As he contemplated his destiny, Columbus prayed,
O Lord, in whose hands are all things, be my help. Direct me that I might find the gold.
2 months later, on October 12th, he came upon an inhabited island that he claimed for Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain. Not knowing that the Americas lay directly in his path, Columbus thought he had landed in what they called the Indies, the eastern part of Asia. And one of the first things he noticed when he encountered the natives, whom he called Indians, was that they wore gold.
Saturday, 13th of October, 1492. They wore skeins of cotton thread, parrots, darts, and other small things, which it would be tedious to recount. I was attentive, and took trouble to ascertain if there was gold. I saw that some of them had small pieces fastened in a hole they have in the nose.
Ferdinand and Isabella in Spain wanted gold. They knew that that was what they needed to finance their power, to maintain their power and to increase it.
Columbus's claim for the Indies put Spain and her neighbor Portugal at the brink of war. The Vatican had granted the Portuguese exclusive jurisdiction over the Indies some 40 years earlier, even though Portuguese explorers had never been there.
So we had competing claims. Both countries were Catholic countries, and in order to avoid conflict, they went to the Pope.
Spain had an advantage. The newly elected Pope was Alexander VI, a Spaniard who was loyal to Isabella and Ferdinand.
He decreed that a line would be drawn that would divide the world between the Spanish and the Portuguese. And because of that decree, all of Latin America speaks Spanish, with the exception of the northeastern corner, which is today Brazil, which speaks Portuguese.
The Pope's division of the world helped avert a war, but would soon provide a justification for the European conquest of the Americas. One of the first settlements in the New World was a colony on the island of Hispaniola. The Spaniards Columbus left there found gold, then enslaved the natives to mine it. The gold would be sent back to Isabella and Ferdinand. Some of that gold can be found here, at the Church of Santa Maria Maggiore in Rome. It was a thank you gift to Pope Alexander from the Spanish king and queen.
In the 15th century, the end of the 15th century, beginning of the 16th, a new ceiling was put in. And that ceiling was decorated with gold that, according to tradition, is from among the first gold that came from the New World, from the Americas. And when you look up at that ceiling, it seems as if parts of the ceiling are solid gold.
Columbus died in 1506, still believing that he had reached Asia. He was buried in an elaborate tomb in Seville, Spain. At the time of the explorer's death, thousands of Indians were dying in Hispaniola, to considerably less fanfare. Harsh living conditions and diseases introduced by the Spanish took a devastating toll. By 1519, the native population had declined from 100,000 to less than 3,000. But this wouldn't stop a continuous flow of gold to Spain.
I think perhaps the best example one ever has of the ruthless pursuit of gold is the instruction that King Ferdinand II of Spain is supposed to have given to his admirals setting out to South America, saying, get gold, humanely if you can, but at all hazards, get gold. And I think very sadly, they took him at his word.
They came for a variety of motives. The glory of God, the conversion of people who were not Christian, the glory of Spain, military glory, increased territory, and greed. They wanted gold.
Francisco Pizarro, an illiterate adventurer, was among the most ruthless. Pizarro was part of a new breed of Spanish explorers known as conquistadors. He had been following other conquistadors for a decade through Central America. By 1523, at the age of 48, he was ready to lead.
Pizarro said, he admitted the truth. He said, I didn't go there to convert these people. Anybody else who wants to do it is fine. I came here to get gold.
For 9 years, Pizarro toiled with exploration, colonization, and conversions of native Indians down the western coast of South America. Many natives succumbed to Spanish rule. Those who didn't were slaughtered.
There was a legal device developed, which was called the requerimiento. The requerimiento is that whenever the Spaniards arrived to one place and they were going to conquer that place, first they had to read the Bible. If the Bible was not accepted, they had the legitimate title of making war to these people because they were not accepted the word of Christ.
This strategy worked in village after village across South America.
They saw that they had the opportunity not only to steal the gold of the people, but also to use the labor of these people to mine even more gold. How could they justify this? Some of the conquistadores claimed that they could justify this simply because these people were heathens.
As the years passed, Pizarro's quest for gold became an obsession, fueled by native rumors of a kingdom of gold.